Switch by Heath and Heath. How to master the challenges of change and make it work like a switch. Most changes are tough to accomplish because we are always in a constant balancing act between our emotions and our logical brains. The elephant and the rider. The human brain is not simply an emotional hurricane or strictly a rational machine, and the conflict between our emotions and logic is not a simple tug of war. Instead, the brain is like an elephant looking for a quick payoff, like an ice cream with a rider on top, looking for long-term payoff of being thin. Our emotional side is like a 20,000-pound elephant being tenuously controlled by a smaller rider, which is our rational side. The size difference makes it very difficult to be the rider, and struggling with an unruly animal can be very tiring. You need to direct the rider. Follow the bright spots. Investigate what is working and clone it. This breaks the resistance for implementation, the not invented here, or our situation is different. The bright spots provide not only direction for the rider, but hope and motivation for the elephant. Script the critical moves. Do not think big picture, think in terms of specific behaviors. A health campaign in West Virginia tried to reduce the consumption of whole and 2% milk and increase the consumption of low-fat and no-fat milk products. To make the emotional appeal, the scientists demonstrated the amount of fat in a half-gallon of whole milk by presenting a tube full of fat. This is the type of emotional appeal that gets people to take notice of a change that could really help them. The complicated cash flow situation of the Brazilian railroad in 1995 did a turnaround based on 4 specific rules for behavior, the critical moves. 1. Unblock revenue. 2. Minimize upfront cash. 3. Faster is better than best. 4. Use what you've got. This is scripting the critical moves, since change begins at the level of individual decisions and behaviors. You need to point to the destination. Change is easier when you know where you are going and why it is worth it. People need the destination postcard, a vivid picture from the near-term future that shows what could be possible. This way the rider does not get lost in paralysis for analysis. Black and white goal is an all-or-nothing goal, and it is useful in times when you worry about backsliding. British Petroleum 1989 had a standard that only 1 in 5 exploration holes was effective. The CEO launched an audacious goal: no dry holes. It seemed as an impossible goal. This changed the culture to learning from failures and eliminated the strategic excuse from the room. If it was strategic, it better not be dry. This no dry hole goal created a culture and system to drill smarter the next time. They achieved in 2000 a hit rate of 2 out of 3. They tripled the success rate of 1989. You have to back up your destination postcard with a good behavioral script. You need to motivate the elephant. Find the feeling. Knowing something isn't enough to cause change. Make people feel something. Cotter and Cohen have observed that in almost all successful change efforts, the sequence is not analyze, think, change, but see, feel, change. Hope Lab, treating cancer in teens, used a video game called Remission. The teens went through the bloodstream, zapping tumor cells. In between rounds of the game, the robot from the game provided additional information about the chemotherapy and recovery along 20 levels of the game. The results: teens increased the adherence to the routines, plus 20%, doubling their chances of survival. John Stenger and his company believed he could drive down cost, not only by 2%, but by something on the order of $1 billion over the next 5 years. Seeking a compelling example of poor purchasing habits, he found the company was purchasing 424 different kinds of gloves, with different suppliers, at different prices, from $5 to $17. He created the glove shrine, put in a table and display all 424 gloves, with the different prices, and invited all the division presidents to come and visit it. You need to shrink the change. Break down the change, until it no longer spooks the elephant. The sense of progress is critical, because the elephant in us is easily demoralized. A business cliché commands us to raise the bar, but that is the wrong instinct. If you want to motivate a reluctant elephant, you need to lower the bar, so far down that it can be stepped over. Use the 5-minute trick. Take a room in the house, the worst room, put a timer with 5 minutes on it, and clean as much as you can in those 5 minutes, then stop. Starting an unpleasant task is always worse than continuing it. Grow your people. Cultivate a sense of identity, instill the growth mindset. You can motivate people by making people feel pride and personal commitment about the goal. Brazil can producer in Brazil hired all their employees as inventors and were asked to sign innovation contract. These created a common and inspiring identity. Everyone is in the lookout for ideas how to create better products. This resulted in average of 145.2 ideas per inventor in 2008. You have to shape the path. Tweak the environment. When the situation changes, the behavior changes. So change the situation. It is about making the right behaviors a little easier and the wrong behaviors a little bit harder. The carrots and sticks framework is outdated. You need to understand why you are not getting the behavior you want. Rackspace hosts internet sites had a culture of denial of service. Customer interactions were viewed as costs to be minimized. The more roadblocks that could be erected to keep the phone from ringing, the better. To get the turnaround, first, a bold goal. Rackspace gives fanatical support. To tweak the environment, the call queue was eliminated, so the phone would keep on ringing until somebody picked it up. Build habits. When behavior is habitual, it's free, it doesn't tax the rider. Look for ways to encourage habits. Action triggers can have a profound power to motivate people to do the things they know they need to do. It's like preloading a decision. With an action trigger, you pass the control of their behavior onto the environment. You protect goals from tempting distractions, bad habits, or competing goals. Can be as simple as putting in writing what, when, and where, or using a checklist. Leaders who can instill habits that reinforce their team's goals are essentially making progress for free. You need to rally the herd. Behavior is contagious. Help is spread. In ambiguous situations, we all look to others for cues about how to behave. You need to pay close attention to social signals because they can either guarantee a change effort or doom it. Peer pressure can be used to complete the transition of the change into a new habit. Now you have the framework and the knowledge to generate change in your organization. Go for it. Best of luck. If you liked the video, please subscribe for more valuable content.